It's something that does not go away even after more than 60 years. Unfortunately, it's a everlasting nightmare, let's put it this way.
They want to know what happened. So they choose me to tell them, not just talking, I see it.
I have a dream that I've got old, I cannot make it. And next door when opens up, I am next to go into the crematoria.
The stories of our neighbors who are Holocaust survivors are different than other Holocaust stories because they're in our community.
Before the war, I was a very nice life. I used to go to camp very often, and it was a very nice camp, and the parents used to come to visit us.
We were happy. We were happy. I had a very good mother. She was 17 when I was born, so she was my friend, and she had to support us, 3 children.
We lived in a small town. My mother was a seamstress, and my father was farming.
We used to go to movies, Shirley Temple. Life was beautiful till the war broke out.
Kristallnacht, we were there in the synagogue, in the room. Somebody banged on the door, "Get out, get out." I don't know who it was to this day, but he saved our lives. We ran out like crazy. Shots were fired, and on the way we turned around, the synagogue was set on fire.
Heil!
We had to wear yellow stars. After like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we couldn't get out from the house.
First they started with armbands, then they confiscated your stuff, and gradually in 1940 they started moving the people of Jews to make Krakow Jews-free.
We were in this apartment house, and Juden arose. There was, Jews come out. All Jews had to come out of the building, and we had to raise our hands and walk in the middle of the street. They lined the street and they're yelling, "Dirty Jews! You should all burn!" And all. These are our neighbors.
If they wanted to hit you, they hit you. If they wanted to pull you, they pulled. Either you do it or you just are shipped out or sent away or whatever.
We were constantly harassed, beaten, and wasn't pleasant.
Just take as much as you could carry, and they took us to the ghetto. When we left our town, there was like a hill up, not a big hill, but you could see the town. So I was thinking to myself, will I ever see it again, or that's it?
We were in a ghetto in Budapest. We were all in one room, one bedroom apartment with one kitchen, one bathroom, 14 or 15 people.
So I was bar mitzvahed in the ghetto, And it didn't take long after I was bar mitzvah where the big action came. And our grandparents lived together with us in the same apartment in the ghetto. And they took them to Belzec. This was a death camp. Also in the end of 1942, they hung my two cousins. We got smuggled across the border to Slovakia and to Hungary, where we wound up in an orphanage, in a Hungarian Jewish orphanage, but we claimed that we are not Jews.
We got Christian papers, I don't know how, the three of us, me, my mother, and my sister, and we were in the attic, living in an attic for 3 months. If they ever find us with the family, they would have killed them also.
So I went out where the ghetto was closed. People used to come for work. And I was waiting for my mother. My mother didn't come. So I saw a lady with the same coat. I ran away. Mommy, mommy, mother, she's dead already. It wasn't my mother. They killed her. I stay only with my grandfather. It was the same coat my mother has. The rest of the hair. And I called mommy, mommy. She didn't turn around. This was my mother. It was a strange woman with the same coat. So I went down to my grandfather. My grandfather said, did you find the mother? I said, no. So they killed her and nobody. Thanks. It was very bad, very bad. Till one time they catch me, and they send me away.
Train was waiting for us already, called the cattle train. They shoved us in. We have no idea what's going on, where we're going, we had nobody to ask.
There was no food, food, forget about it.
And the train was going about 2 days and 2 nights, no water, no facilities, so it was awful, worse than animals.
There was a baby was born, and I was there, I had to help, on the train. It was stillborn, lucky for the baby. They wanted to take away your humanity from you, take away your will.
And where we were going,
then they opened up the cars and everything was schnell. Everything has to be fast, run, do. You don't know what's going on.
There was a guy, his face is engraved in my mind. Mengele was his name.
They called him Dr. Mengele. And he had in the hand a stick for wood. He just made like this or like this. You understand?
He told for my 2 sisters to go right, and for my mother and father they should go right. And he took my younger sister also to go right. And for me and for my 2 older sisters, he took I should go left. And I never saw my mother and my sisters, never again.
And then they took us to it was called the Zona. Zona was a bathhouse.
The worst thing was when those young SS boys, 18, 19, you know, we go there, we had to undress, take off everything. You know, a teenage girl, you know, is a little shy from these young killers or whatever it is.
They cut our hair and they took all our clothes off. When we all came out, we didn't recognize each other.
And we get a dress, a gray dress, one fit all. That's all.
I cried, I want my mother, I want my mother. I was not even 14. We went to sleep in bunkers. There was a few tears.
One hour another, like 3 stops up, and we put us like 10 girls in one this, and it was cold. We warm up with the body.
The night before they took little children, we were young, so my mother hid us on a bunk bed on the top of the, on the third level. My mother was hiding us about, I would say about 3 to 4 months, until the German came and counted us every day.
And they gave us the tattoo.
This number was the tattoo on Auschwitz, and there is a little Hef Magen David. It means that I am a Jew. They didn't call me Rachel, they called me 48,915 up. I had to stand up. I learned my number by heart.
A5812.
Who was strong for work, they put your number, 7564.
But we were happy because this one that we got the number where we understood we stay alive, because the dead they didn't get the number.
And when we finished, guess where they take us? The crematoria, to sort out shoes. And I found my mother's shoe that she wore.
You never was in Auschwitz. The crematorium was a big, big house with 2 doors in the front. In one door you went in, and there was a lamp like this, but the lamps was with gas.
We saw the ovens. It was, the fire was burning.
They were burning them day and night. Awful smell.
They said that our parents are there.
You see there? There your parents gonna burn.
You come in here, and you're gonna go out there. He showed us the chimney of the crematorium, all the smoke. Unfortunately, that was a crematorium where all the dead people were burned.
There were pits. They just dumped in the sick people alive. Probably my grandma wound up the same way.
We were full of lies. We didn't bathe, we didn't change clothes, we didn't do nothing.
The lice was in the hair, in the body, in the clothes, on the wall, and no food. Imagine, I was 28 kilos, I couldn't even stand on my feet.
We got a bread of 8 for 8 and a soup in the evening, 6 o'clock. We're so hungry. Nobody wanted to stay in the front, because in the front the soup was like water. But in the end, it was a little more potato or something.
You had one bowl and you had to share with the whole 5 people. It was lined up 5. A sip, and if somebody took a big sip, there was chaos.
I was 12. I was bar mitzvah in Bergen-Belsen. There was a couple of Jewish people that treated us like normal human beings, and we get like, I would say, like a small piece of bread as a bar mitzvah gift. It was like a lifesaver. So every time in Rosh Hashanah, I remember my bar mitzvah. It's hard for me to go over again. I can't talk no more.
I was together 2 years, very hard. I have a dream that my sister, my brother are up, and they say, why you so suffering and hungry? Come to us, it's warm, we have food, he says. I was dreaming. Following night, they came again. They, why didn't you kill yourself? And I wanted to go, to kill myself, we have to go to the electric wire to catch. So one night, it was snowing, I went, but there was, when you come too close to the wire, the soldiers, they were watching the camp, had the order to shoot. So he shot, but the fire went next to my ear. So I got scared and I started to run back to my camp. I didn't die.
It was a few days before end from the war. So they told us just to go that march, just to march.
We hardly had any clothes, we just had one like a little dress and something. They put us 5 in a line and we walked. I walked for 10 days from Birnbaum to Bergen-Belsen. 10 days, no food.
We had to walk, and if you couldn't walk, they shot you. They left you, they just left you. All of us thought I heard a shot. A girl from our town was screaming, "Ruchel, Ruchel," ran away. Then I turned the head. A German soldier came to me. Then I turned my head, but the eyes, and he held it straight like this to shot me. Then the German wanted to kill me, and he didn't do it. So this was God. God took care of me.
Until we got to another camp. I was there maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we were liberated.
You are liberated by the English Liberation Army. You are liberated by the English. I am crying today, we were crying. We started long life England, long life the king, long life the queen, long life England, long life we kiss the tongue.
If I tell you about the Russian liberators, they were going into houses raping women.
The Russians were not nice to us, to the refugees. They only wanted sex. Soldiers, it was terrible. And I was only 15, so it was nice. That's what I don't understand. We were liberated April 15, and my mother died April 27, and we were still with the lice infected place.
We were lucky we survived. Many families don't come back, and especially in our family, nobody came back. We were the only parents that came back with 3 children. We were in the newspapers all over because not too many people came back from the concentration camp.
So everybody from the Holocaust, who they are here only because it was big miracles.
Cafe Europa is a gathering of Holocaust survivors rejoicing in the fact that they survived the Holocaust.
They opened up the JCC here and Wagner College with a Holocaust program, and it's opened up to us like a new life altogether.
Here you have the number. When I came in for the JCC, they asked me for the number, you know, everybody have a number. I gave them the number from here, 7564.
They're doing everything what a lot of people should have done years ago. This generation one time will go away. They shouldn't be forgotten.
They went through so many bad things, and they don't carry any hate. They take it more as something that happened, and they're a hero and they survive.
So Hitler didn't achieve what he wanted. Look, my family. I made a family, you see. I have 3 children, 7 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren. So what can I complain? I can't complain.
I have grandchildren, I don't remember, 50-something. Oh, yeah, I didn't know you here. My granddaughter.
All my grandchildren call me every Friday. Friday, I'm very busy.
And this little Yoni Shmini, Yoni the baloney.
We have 4 grandsons, 1 granddaughter. 4 great-grandsons, 4 great-granddaughters.
Go away from me.
You know what they say, who came back from the Holocaust can give you a blessing. So I give you a blessing, you should have a sag mazel. Be well and live long.
Live and be happy. This is the most important thing in life.
Life leads you. You are put places that you have a chance to survive. Is it good or bad? God knows.
We built a new generation.
My father and my mother said we learn to love each other. So Harry, I'll ask you, do you love me?
Do I what?